The death toll from the terrorist rocket attacks on Suleymaniya and the Sayyid Ali neighborhoods in Aleppo rises to 8, with more than 50 wounded and under the rubble. The Iraqi armed forces killed scores of ISIS terrorists in special operations carried out in Salahdin, Nainawa and Al-Anbar provinces. The Saudi-led coalition intensifies airstrikes against the Yemeni capital Sanaa as the United Nations agencies warn against a humanitarian catastrophe. Good afternoon, this is news in English from the Syrian Armed Division in Damascus. 8 civilians were killed and many others injured according to initial reports, as terrorists fired rocket shells and mortars on many neighborhoods in Aleppo city. Local sources said that the terrorists fired a number of rocket shells on Suleymaniya and Sayyid Ali neighborhoods, causing huge material damages to the houses and buildings.
The death toll from the terrorist rocket attacks on Suleymaniya and the Sayyid Ali neighborhoods in Aleppo rose to 8. Sources said that terrorists hiding in the old city of Aleppo fired a number of rocket shells on Al-Kalasa, Al-Usra Saida, Al-Ram, opposite to Hatem Al-Ta'i School, Al-Ikha store in Suleymaniya and Sayyid Ali neighborhoods in the city, killing 8 civilians and injuring 47 others. The source added that the terrorist attack destroyed a number of buildings, causing material damage to the public and private properties. A source at Aleppo Health Department said that the injured civilians were admitted to Al-Razi and Al-Jamia hospitals. Meanwhile, 3 civilians were killed and 6 others wounded when terrorists targeted Al-Khalidiyya neighborhood and the Nile Street with missiles, causing huge material damage to houses and shops. On March the 23rd, terrorists targeted Al-Jamiliya neighborhood and Baron Street with rocket shells, killing 12 civilians, most of them children, injuring 30 others and causing material damage to the public and private properties.
Units of the Syrian army and armed forces thwarted an attempt by ISIS terrorists to infiltrate towards Zelfa and Abu Hrat areas in the northern countryside of Suwaida, killing and injuring scores of them. In Homs, Syrian army units targeted terrorist hideouts in the villages of Al-Khleja and Al-Arshuina in the far edge of Homs' northern countryside, killing and injuring a number of terrorists and destroying weapons and ammunition the terrorists were storing in their hideouts. Head of the Syrian government's delegation to the second round of Moscow consultative meeting, Bashar Jaafari, said that the government's assessment of the meeting is positive and the government's delegation and those of the opposition sides made it through to a unified paper. Speaking in a press conference, Jaafari said that the paper tackled the Syrian people's interests, providing an assessment of the dangers posed by terrorism and unifying the ranks of the Syrians in fighting it, as well as supporting the Syrian Arab Army and preserving the state's institutions. He added that common ground on a host of important issues was reached between the government's delegation and the opposition. In Iraq, the Iraqi armed forces killed scores of ISIS terrorists in special operations carried out in Salahdin, Nainawa and Al-Anbar. A statement released by the Iraqi Army Military Command said that 4 terrorists were killed and their vehicles destroyed in Al-Karma area, while in Salahdin city, several ISIS terrorists were killed and 3 vehicles destroyed. Moving to Nainawa, where terrorist gatherings were targeted and their weapons were destroyed, about 18 explosive devices were dismantled during the operations. Al-Saud coalition renewed airstrikes against the Yemeni capital Sanaa, while Yemeni sources said that the airstrikes targeted Sanaa International Airport and destroyed a passenger plane and several vehicles. Meanwhile, UN humanitarian agencies warned against a humanitarian catastrophe in Yemen because of the war being launched by Al-Saud coalition, pointing out that the Yemeni people are not able to ensure their basic food and medicine requirements. Charity societies have been playing an important role in alleviating the effects of the crisis and helping Syrian people who were displaced out of their houses because of the criminal acts carried out by Takfiri terrorists. A closer look in the following.
By so doing, these societies prove that they are supporting the people and homeland. The activities carried out by these societies show the determination of the Syrian people to overcome the circumstances created by terrorist groups.
The idea of this committee, we are Syrian from all sects. We get from all sects and we give for all sects. We live together. The unity started from these places. God is for everybody, and we are for everybody. We are a human being.
Cooperations and peaceful coexistence have been prevalent in the Syrian society since ancient times. These activities strengthen national cohesion and help Syrian people overcome the adverse consequences of the crisis to restore peace and security to Syria. Distributing aid to citizens strengthens national unity. This charity bazaar aims at selling products at low prices that suit limited income citizens.
With this, we come to the end of our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region, and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now to the latest business and market news with Nariman, but after a short break.